Unbelievable. And you know the funny that today we were talking about scientific miracles. You know, and by the way, one of them he mentioned that the Quran speak about the preservation of the Pharaoh. You remember this story, Sam? I don't know if you
remember. 10 verses 90-92.
Oh yeah, it's a miracle.
Yeah, chapter 10 verses 90-92. Yes.
How this is a miracle? The pharaohs are preserved by doing surgery for them. Allah did not preserve the pharaoh. And which pharaoh Allah preserved? Same time, the verse says that Allah he saved his body from what? So to be exposed. But he did not say he saved him for mankind for centuries to come. He said at that time so people will see. But which pharaoh? Where? When? How? Obviously, Moses was not exist at that time because Moses at that time he met with the Samaritan.
Exactly. So he comes at the time and the divided kingdom of Israel. So you're right. By the way, CP, I want to ask you something about that. In chapter 10, verses 90-92, it says that Allah will save him in his body. Doesn't that mean that if he's going to save him in his body, that means he's not going to drown? But because what does it mean to save you in your body?
Well, you know, we go like the Muslim, they will say to you that, you know, he saved his body, but not, he's dead, but his body exposed in the shore. But that will not make any sign. I mean, where is the sign in there? You know, if his body in the shore, well, a lot of bodies were in the shore. Imagine you have tsunami, and tsunami took everybody in the way. Then the water will go back. And then you will find thousands of bodies, not only one. So what the verse there is saying, supposedly, that Allah will make it as a sign, which means he will show them his ability in what he can do. The Muslim today, they say, this is about Allah making it as a miracle, and here we go, the Pharaoh body is preserved. But the Pharaoh body, which we talk about today, is preserved, have nothing to do with that Pharaoh, and it is not the one who drowned. And it is not by Allah, it was by making a surgery, taking his stomach, taking his organs, and putting some chemical to preserve the body. And by the way, none of the Pharaoh's body is still preserved. If you think this is preserved, you are fool.
And by the way, they did an autopsy on the body of that Pharaoh, and it turns out he had horrible arthritis and would never have been going around chasing the Jews or doing anything else. He would have been stationary and bedridden.
Yeah.
So
much for the crime.
So
they try to make a miracle. You know, the whole point is to try to find something. And you know, like when we talk about the Quran, is the Quran is just a book or just a verse? So let us say, for the sake of argument, Allah was smart and he knew about the Pharaoh, but he is stupid. He thinks that the sperm coming from the backbone. Allah is smart about the Pharaoh, but he thinks the women have a sperm coming from the location of the necklace of her ribs. Allah is smart about the Pharaoh, but he thinks that the human being is made from a sperm who transform into congealed blood. Allah is so smart about the Pharaoh, but he thinks that Isa is the nephew of Aaron and Moses. So I mean it's amazing. But when you are desperate and you're suffering from bankruptcy, you look for pennies.